Alright, guys, so today dropped 3.15, and with that, dropped the Anima weapons. And to start the Anima weapons storyline, we're going to be at Edelshire 5-5, and we're going to talk to Rowana. So we're going to do that right now. It's an unexpected proposal. Let's do it. So, yeah. Good evening to you, Igneel. Something on your mind? I've been called back to Revenant's Toll to take care of some new shipments of wares. But if you've matters of money that requires my attention, hold that thought. It seems to have visitors. Some more welcome than others. Pardon the intrusion, Mistress Rowana. I realized I was only here for a few days ago, but I must really speak with you about... Good, you're still here. We need to talk about that promissory note. Now, I know what you're thinking. That stinking sack of gooby shit ain't got me goddamn money. Well, you're wrong. I've saved up every last guild. The last is... The mates took me out for a drink to celebrate, and... Excuse me, sir, but when people are talking... It is generally considered rude to interrupt. I know not what matters of business you have with Rowana, but I'm quite sure you can wait. As I was saying, Mistress Rowana, have you perchance been able to arrange a meeting with your associates? There is much I would ask them about work on arcane sentries. Yes. Hold a bleeding minute. You are telling me to wait? No, didn't no one ever teach you to shut your gob when grown-ups are talking? Me life, and more importantly, me know at the tavern steak here. God. Now be a good lad and bugger off until Uncle Durlot has his say. Durlot, mind your own advice for once and keep quiet. I'll deal with you soon enough. Regarding your question, and the answer is no. The client I had in mind's a bit of a recluse and stubborn as hells in her old age. She wouldn't hear of any meeting, and I ain't got time to press her on the moment. Too much to do by half. Sounds like you got enough on your plate without having to worry yourself over an old mate's owns. I'll tell you what, let's forget about it for... I know not what hole you've drunk yourself into, sir, and quite frankly, I don't care. I have important business to discuss with Mistress Rowana, and I demand you leave us be this instant. Blah, the youth of today, jumped up, self-serving little shades, the lot of you. Fine, tell us then, your highness, what's the business yours that's more important than a man's life, eh? Well, out with it. Very well. If only to explain myself to Rowana. Together with my master, I have been conducting research into the manipulation of spiritual and etherical energies in what you call the Near East. Our work has shown that the soul is in fact an augmentation of a specific type of force. This force defines the quiddity of a man and makes us who we are. While the soul is indeed inimitable, we believe it possible to create a squashing soul. Thus we turn our attentions to Anima, the self-same force which allows individuals to traverse a life stream via aetherites. By infusing a soul stone with the requisite quantities of ether, this force may be harnessed. Yet after years of research and experimentation, we have not to show for it but inert husk of stone. We repeated the process again and again, adjusting every element, but the result was always the same. At length, my master declared the project failure, and turned his thoughts to other matters. But I could not give up, not after witnessing the beauty of Anima, not after coming so close. And that is why I have journeyed hindered to Erosia. I am certain that the Charlane's knowledge of arcane sentries, I can complete my project, but I am certain that the Zulan soul will be worth more to mankind than the ale-soaked dishcloth that passes of you. Finished, have you? Well then, allow me to resort. Seems to me you're a crooked little brat that speaks a lot without saying aught. Ye talk like a man o' learning when 'tis plain you're just a boy that's never had a thought of his own and couldn't even if he tried. Not that you ever would, of course. And why? 'Cause the youth of today can't be bothered to do an ounce of honest work for themselves. No sense of duty. Things get rough and you running for help, leaving a trail of piss in your wake. Do you reckon them scholarly folk from Sherlock asked for the answer whenever they got stuck? No bloody likely, 'cause they use their bloody brains. 'Tis even that hard. If I saw these things burning out too quick, I'd think about sealing them inside a somewhat strong, like a weapon maybe, to keep all that life from escaping. It'll cost him a bit of freedom, but it'll keep him around for a damn straight longer than you imagined. What's more, if the bloody things really are alive, like you said, you end up with a weapon that could think for itself, which could be bloody lethal in the right hands. What do you say that, you pretending little shade? An anima weapon. That is an absolute genius. It means not only to preserve created anima, but to employ it. Anima weapons, eh? Aye, that'll sell. Quite an interesting proposal, Gerlach. One that could be quite lucrative. Why not help poor Adrashi here with his good work and see what you can make of it? Help that spineless streak of his? You joking, aren't you? Why the seven hells would I play nursemaid to a watery-eyed brat like him? I was just spouting shit. I didn't really mean none of it. Is that right? Pity, sounded like someone who couldn't really make a good bit of coin out of. Enough to make me forget your debts. Like as not your debts that I won't be forgetting otherwise. Change your mind? Good. Listen, Adashir, he may be a drunken bloody fool, but he's also the finest blacksmith in all the realm. If anyone can forge a weapon capable of holding your souls, it's him. And our adventuring friend here, my dear sweet Igneel, is a well-known hero around these parts. I'm sure he'd love nothing more than to try out your new weapon when it's finished. Ain't that right? Just think of it, you'd be the first in all your orders yet to wield one of these anima weapons, which ain't a bad name now that I come think of it. Anima weapon. Ah, that'll do. Now don't be so hasty, Igneel. This here is fate. What else could have brought the three of you to me at the same time, huh? And don't go telling me the thought of a weapon that learns to adapt to combat doesn't interest you, because we both know it does. Gerlach, was it? Pray forgive me my rudeness earlier. If you truly are as she claims, I would be honored for your assistance. And you, Igneel, I gather you are the perfect candidate to test the weapon once it's complete. Well, if this will get me square with Rwanda, then I suppose me hammer is yours. But don't think getting roped into this alone. If I have to forge it, you have to wield it. Nice to see you're all getting along. Now you're going to need a place to work, and I know just the spot. Ozzy's Law. The seed of elegant science floating on high over Alabathia's spine. Now that the equipment up there will be any use to you, mind. Only the 12 know how that stuff works. Still, I'll keep praying eyes away until the weapon's ready. I'll arrange an airship to take you within the day. The fabled Ozzy's Law. I look forward to seeing you there, Igneel. Today is proving to be More productive than I thought. Gerlach out of my hair, and soon I'll have new merchandise for the House of Splendors. Assuming this ridiculous plan of his works. I'm counting on you, Igneel. And that's how we accept the quest. Alright, so we're off to Ozzy's Law. Boom. But yeah, I actually didn't complete the last Relic quest because I ran into the materia scroll, and at my server some of the materials going for about 500k a piece, and oh, it's right here. And as most of us know, like, that was a really expensive part of the quest, which most of us didn't have the guild for, the time of spirit bond, and all that good stuff. So I just stopped there, and then I started like making guild, and by the time I made enough guild to finish it, it was like 3.0. So I'll probably do this one as, you know, I'll upgrade it as much as I can, because it'll be nice to have a fully upgraded relic weapon. So let's talk to Ardashir. I think I'm saying that right. But yeah. The fabled Ozzy's Law. I heard stories, but who would believe such a technological marvel could exist, and floating in the sky at that? If only my master could see me now. But this is not the time for gawping. Come, let us work on the Anima weapon. And that's the beginning of the quest. There it is. Anima weapons. Alright, so we'll just do the first step, I guess. A soul without a life. Okay, it's a job class specific quest, which means that if you change class, you have to redo the whole thing, kind of like the other relic weapon quests. Illuminated Lunaris Rod. Cool. So, alright. I take it you're ready to proceed. Excellent. Gerlach has already begun work on the weapon that will serve to contain the Anima. The difficulty lies in sustaining the thing enough for the transfer to take place, but with the appropriate stabilizing materials, I believe it should be possible provided we act quickly. I have brought several soul stones with me, so you don't need to worry about that. I shall see that one is suited to your weapon. The only thing I do not currently possess are crystals capable of handling the quantities of ether required for our work. To be specific, we need astral and umbral noodles. We were working on goodness, his names. I knew of a merchant there who sold them. Costly though they were, I was never wanting for supplies. Perhaps Mistress Rwana would know of someone willing to trade. Might you be willing to speak with her on my behalf? No doubt, whoever she refers you to will not part with them readily, but I trust you'll be able to come to some manner of agreement. In the meantime, Gerla and I will finish preparation for the Anima weapon. Safe travels. So back to... oh, we're at Revelant still now. Cool. Back to Mordona. And we are here. Let's go on a chocobo. And we're here. Alright. Well, if this is my favorite adventure, how's the Anima weapon coming along? Well, I need some of those crystals. Astral and umbral nodules. Maybe it might be a I can't say that. We'll have what you're after. She's a jeweler by trade, but her work with crystals is something to behold. Let me tell you. They say that she can strip them of elements, charge them with new ones, and even make them out of thin air. If you can't believe such a thing. Can't vouch for the rumors myself, but her prophets say plenty. She can be a bit picky about clients, but you being the warrior of light and all, I'm sure your sparkling reputation will catch her eye like the crystal she's so fond of. If you go upstairs, you'll find her out on the terrace. Sweet. Sprint, sprint, sprint. Yeah, everyone's doing this right now. And I've heard it's a bit of a grind. I mean, they're all kind of a grind, like... I mean, the Relic quests, you know, like, they're not supposed to be easy. Alright, there she is. Oh, the Warrior Light. What a pleasant surprise. No need to be alarmed, my dear. It is my business to know all of your gorgeous treasures, be the material or mortal. But tell me, what do I owe the pleasure? Astral Umbral noodles? My, I see you are a man of unusual tastes. May I ask what you plan to do with such curious crystals? I need this weapon. And essence akin to the soul. I suppose such particular work would call for crystals as equally particular. Well, you are wise to seek me out. I've dedicated my life to the study of crystals, and I cannot bear the thought of knowing there are crystals that cannot produce. Mind you, these are no mere baubles or trinkets you ask of me. Crystals of such purity are not easily come by, but to also be so rich in astral and umbral aspected energies. So with all proper materials, I believe it can be done. It will require a great deal of ether, obviously, and a specific persuasion. I am informed that when a man falls in battle, a residual energy hangs in the ether long after his spirit has returned to the life stream. This energy can infuse crystals in the vicinity with a purity not often seen in nature, a purity essential for what you desire. I can use these crystals, luminous crystals I call them, to imbue empty ones with the astral and umbral energies necessary to create what you seek. I will require crystals of every element, no less than 3 of each. They will not be easy to come by, of that I can assure you. You will likely have to scour every ilm of the origin to find them. Yep, I see that. The expression I made. However, there may be one other way to acquire the ether we need. It requires something of the rarest sort, something much more precious than luminous crystals. As I mentioned before, it is my business to know all of Eorzea's treasures, and if the rumors are true, there exist certain weapons of legend said to have supped on the souls of countless enemies. In fact, a certain great hero wields one of these weapons, supposedly working with a young researcher somewhere beyond the sea of clouds. This is the only what I have heard. I will not hold it to ransom on the strength of the hearsay. Even so, the rumors of these weapons are not easily dismissed. Embodiments of war, veritable reservoirs of energy, soul energy. If you were presented such a weapon, creating these astral and umbral noodles will be a child's play. Or you can simply collect requisite luminous crystals. I will assist you all the same. Oh, okay. So this is like, if you had the Zeta, you would skip this step. Alright. Yep, so it's gonna be like the Atma group, you know. Just Atma farming. It'll be the same thing. I mean, I can see why people wanted to skip this part, because that's a pain, but I mean, I did all of the Atma stuff when it came out, so it's not a big deal. So we just gotta talk to them again, and then that would be the first step, basically. The first step towards the... Welcome back, Igneel. We're quite what we need. Oh. Okay. So, let's see here. Okay. There we go. So I have to get all of these crystals and then turn them in, and then that boost started. So I will do a part 2, I guess. Once I get everything, all these crystals, I'll post it and we'll see what happens. But until next time, guys, I'll see you later.